99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, you welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Today is Friday. Friday is one of the days that the Lord has made because it is the last day of the week. And the usual refrain that we hear from people is, thank God it's Friday. This week has been particularly slow and hectic for some of us. But we thank God for his mercies, for looking after us and being our guide and whatever, for day and night as we all go through life. Okay, so like I promised you this morning, we are going to talk about cholera. And Sheriff was kind yesterday after I reminded him about the song that Ebenezer Obey sang. Where did I put this song now? Oh my God, I can't find it. Is okay. Cholera, Mama Mummy. I can't find it again. It's lost somewhere. Anyway, he was kind enough to send that to me, and it tickled me. Anyway, jokes apart now, because today's Friday. Friday, I'm usually like kind of relaxed, And I have my good friend on the other end. I didn't want to put him through the pain of having to come to the studio. Shady, the last time Dr. Henny had to come, he had to take up accommodation on the island.
Oh, wow.
But he came with his wife, so don't start having ideas that maybe he went to stay in
that's still a lot.
Area A or Area B. We know the lawyers who you get now. We know some
I don't get to.
Area A and Area B. Doc, morning.
I'm fine. I'm good. How are you doing?
Fine. You're looking.
And that your handsome guy there.
That's Sheriff.
Thank you, sir.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Dr. Henny is here. We are going to talk about cholera. There's very little you probably don't know, really, but he will also be here to answer your questions. If you have any questions about cholera and you want to give an opinion. So we'll do that till 9:25, then we'll bring in some other issues. Morning, Doc, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing too?
I'm fine. In medical terms, really, in medical terms, how dangerous really is cholera? How dangerous is it? Is it as, I know it's not anywhere near COVID, if you know your onions. But how dangerous is it?
Well, let me just say right away that the body that we are carrying contains so much of water. In fact, close to about 80% of water.
Is that why Yoruba say "Eyan lomi lara"? They get water for body.
I'm sure it's linked to that. And so, whatever that you are going to do that would stop that balance, that would distort that balance, that is, take water away from the person's body, of course, you can be sure that the end result will not be palatable at all. because we know that cholera is a waterborne disease.
Yes.
That is, it has to do with water. And we also know too that whatever that you drink, or whatever that you eat, or that passes through your mouth, has a way of affecting the totality of your well-being. So, if you link that up, and we say that cholera is on the rampage, that is, there's an epidemic of cholera, if we just use that, then that means that we need to be extremely careful, because within a short while, the person can just pass on, because after losing so much. In fact, I think if I still remember very well, I'm sure you will bear with me that the Yorubas call that cholera onigba meji.
Yes.
You vomiting, stooling. That is, there's an igba in front that is collecting the vomitors. There's another one at the back that is collecting the stools. And so within a short while, within a short time, the person has lost so much fluid that what is left is just for him to just pass on.
What is the lifetime of a cholera patient? What is the is it 24 hours?
Yes, yes. It's not, because the thing comes and comes and comes without stop. So you need to be replacing it. If you stop to replace it, I think you are heading for, well, nevertheless, it's just to tell you that the lifespan of a cholera patient, if not dealt with, is very, very short. We can have within minutes and even 1 or 2 hours, the person is already gone if it is not replaced. So that is why it's an emergency.
If you have somebody with cholera hook inside bus on Third Mainland Bridge and there's no toilet nearby, you'll know.
No, this thing called cholera, I'm sure.
It doesn't wait for toilets.
It's not going to give you that room. And in fact, the thing comes without control. And it could really be very, very disastrous. Very, 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 very disastrous.
Okay.
And
go on.
The kind of thing that comes there is, they call it rice water stool. But it now gets to a point where you just see that it's just like water is just coming out.
It's like
uncontrolled.
Like an open tap.
Yes, uncontrollably. And the person is going down by the minutes. Going down by the minutes. So any case of cholera must be treated as an emergency. In fact, the last time we had this kind of thing, I think so many years back now, thank God for the advocacy that we are having now, different from then. And I remember in my clinic back then, one or two people that I can remember very well, he had to take close to about 40 pints of infusion. About 40 pints of infusion, can imagine, because we needed to be making sure that the body was hydrated and trying to also make sure that we control the condition. It's quite an emergency. We can't afford to toil with it.
Okay, with the kind of figures that we are hearing, have we really gotten to epidemic level?
No. But I think what is helping us now is the advocacy and the sensitization. People are just like, no, this thing must not happen. This thing will not get here, and all that. So all that is assisting us to curtail it, and people are becoming more aware.
Okay, is there? There's supposed to be a vaccine. I know that the government, Sheriff and I, were analyzing this yesterday. The government is probably shopping for free vaccines everywhere. But currently, do you have a vaccine that one can use if you have the means? That one can.
Actually, there's cholera vaccine.
How long does it last?
Because I still remember then. Yes, there's cholera vaccine, but it doesn't last much. I mean, it's like somebody has the cholera vaccine now. They say that within maximum of 6 months, the effect is almost like gone.
Wow.
But no matter what, I always will prefer a situation of making sure that you avoid the things you need to avoid. Yes, and that would help you. I mean,
does the vaccine have side effects?
Well, when you call side effects, I mean, if I tell you there's nothing that does not have a side effect, everything has side effects. If it doesn't have side effects, it's not likely to be passed. Even I'm sure NAFDAC knows that you cannot bring a product to them in their organization, and then you say, what about side effect? And say, no side effect. It doesn't happen that way. There must be side effect. It's only that you weigh all these things together and all that.
You don't know these side effects. Say it's not like, that all kinds of side effects that you have in medical practice. Say at least if you
know what you're talking about.
Say it doesn't knock engines. I mean, because I'd rather have cholera than have a knocked engine.
No, I think it's safer to still go ahead and have the vaccine, no matter what.
It's Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. I have Dr. Annie online, and because it's a Friday, the Fridays are usually a bit hilarious. And of course, I had to ask, if you are not interested, be pretending that you don't want to know whether it will not get it or not. I will ask. I will ask, I'd rather have cholera than have a knock. Of what use is one if you don't have cholera, but you have a knocked engine? All right. How much is a vaccine?
Well,
it's oral or is by injection?
Yeah, I think it's by injection. It's not oral. By injection.
So how much is it?
I won't even be able to affix a price tag to it because things are quite different now from what it used to be before. But no matter what, I am also of the opinion that by now the government ought to have swung into action to make sure that it's available to everyone.
Sheriff said yesterday they are looking for the free one.
I think we should be able to afford to get for the whole. I mean, for the country. Yes,
the country. Government style, government magic, government stylings. Put a budget. First of all, you give it a budget. Put a budget.
Those protocols.
Then you gotta look for the free one. But essentially, jokes apart, ladies and gentlemen, your life is in your hands. You got to be very, very careful.
Exactly.
Of all the things that doctor said this morning, and I didn't know that it can be so rapid. I thought that it would just be like stool. You'll be going in and out of the toilet. But when he said that it will be like an open tap, you will just be coming. Be very careful. You don't want this thing to go and hook you on Third Midland Bridge inside traffic. Inside that phone. Okay, I'm going to open up our lines because we don't have much time. Time is never a friend here. 9:16. We're going to open up our lines. Your normal line 020127709993, 1993, 2993, and 3993. And thank you very much all those who corrected the mistake I made this morning. I goofed big time. Oshogbo is in Oyo and not Osun. The governor of Oyo does not do any dancing, so it's not in Osun. So that goes. Doctor, don't worry. I won't ask you about anything concerning Oshogbo and Chief Imam and all that. I will spare you that one. But so our lines are open. Especially, I expect our women folk to call in to ask questions regarding the safety of their children. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
Hello. Yeah, good morning, Uncle Jimmy. Ambassador Musa.
Benny.
Yeah, Dr. Annie, good morning, sir. Thanks for coming.
How are you? How are you?
Yeah.
Very fine, she's cool.
Please, your advice to the doctor now, because Uncle Jimmy, something is going on now.
Yes.
Alternative something that this is good for cholera. Please, I want to appeal to people. Don't rush to. If you don't have this thing, you don't need to use it. This is good. It's going around the community now. Take this. This concussion is alternative whatever to prevent cholera. This, like doctor said, side effect. Please don't go into it. Please see your doctor before you took anything in, because people are rushing it. I'm afraid to.
No, don't be afraid. Doc, is there an alternative medicine for control of cholera?
Thank you so much for this question.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, all I am interested in is the safety of the patient. And that has to do with the fact that it must have been proven. We have clinical trials. We have things that we have to do to be sure that, yes, this product that the patient is using is completely...
so no agbo or anything.
You're already saying it.
but I have a funny feeling, though. if you get those who are into traditional medicine, they probably tell you that agbojedi can control cholera.
You know, let me also mention it.
Yes.
Let me also mention it that 1 + 1 is equals to 2. Some people will say all kinds of things, but 1 + 1 is still what? 2.
True.
There's no hidden agenda in whatever is happening in medical circles. Everything is open. But on the other side, there's another dimension. I won't be able to even say that because I always don't like to bring it in when we're talking about medical. Because when they say all kinds of things, I just look at them and say, well, no matter what, medical science has been such that it is not an occultic thing. It's not a hidden agenda.
So what you are referring to save time is that there are no miracles. This is not a pastoral issue. Do not let anybody come and tell you that because you have very little time to find out whether it works or not. Let's speak. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
This is Mrs. Oboli.
I know now. I know you.
Honestly, it's quite worrisome that at this time in Nigeria we're battling with cholera because I feel we should have gone past this medically. So yesterday, with all what I've been doing for my kids and all that, I discovered that in their school, they were not handling it the way the nation was handling it. So I called up the principal and I said, have you started having discussions and engagements with your children in school about cholera? She said, Madam, no really. I said, no. Nigeria presently is sitting on a keg of gunpowder the way people are dying. And so you go to the assembly this morning and start doing the needful. If we at home are doing it, you too as well in the school, they'll be passing the messages. The churches, everybody should be passing the message. And to the doctor, please, if these vaccines eventually come out, not only should they be available, it should also be affordable. Everybody is groaning right now. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, let me quickly add, Mrs. Oboli, affordable is not in the hands of the doctor. It's the people who sell the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay, we can only take one more phone call and then I'll let the doctor go so we can move on to other things this morning.
Thank you.
There are some patients waiting, but what they like the power. Sheriff said I should keep you for an hour, but I feel sorry for you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
This is Malik speaking.
Malik, quickly.
Uncle Jimmy, my question is this. Why is it that our teaching hospital, which is the final bus stop for medical, they don't have vaccine? They don't have vaccine in the hospital.
Can you answer that question? Is it that our teaching hospitals don't, or they don't have in commercial quantity?
They don't have. My nephew had yellow fever. My in-law has to go and buy 100 of it and give to the hospital to give to other people. They don't have vaccine.
Doc, what would you say about that?
Let me just say something concerning that. We, at the moment, particularly this country, I want to believe that we're just like, I would still say we're a work in progress. Yes, all these things, they are being noted by the relevant departments or organizations. Yes, in case when situations occur and we need to look for this or get that, yes, there may be some flaws here and there, but nevertheless, in life-threatening issues, in life-threatening cases, I'm sure that there are plans for safeguarding all kinds of embarrassments that can happen. We cherish the life of a patient much more than whatever it is that is happening around. So where I'm going is the fact that you just be a bit patient. I'm sure that all these flaws and all these minuses will be met later because we're getting better by the day. So there's no cause for alarm.
Okay, Doc, we got to go. Doctor, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Quickly
you very
run back to your patient. I don't want you to send me a bill that... and my regards to Madam and to Tosin.
I will tell them.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
And your dog too. You know I'm a dog lover, so...
Oh, yes, I know. I'm aware.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Sheriff, did you know I'm a dog lover?
I think you mentioned that once.
That dog, there's a dog in this building here.
Ah.
There's a dog here, Taz.
Oh, the little one.
The little one. He's my very good friend. One day he was walking in the compound with his owner. The owner doesn't know. and the dog ran to me. The owner, he thought that he's in trouble today. So I told him, I said, he's my friend. Okay, so it's 9:23 going up to 9:24. We'll take a short break. When we come back, I'd like to discuss with you a development that happened overnight. Don't worry, it's not anything grievous, but it's just an observation that I have. So I'll keep that surprise till I come back on. Don't go away.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's sharing news for Lagosians as the Lagos State Judiciary introduces e-affidavit, CTC legal forms and letters without visiting the courts. Now all you have to do is to log on to lagoscommerce.lagosjudiciary.gov.ng. Click on Create New Account either for legal practitioner or private citizen. Now here are 6 steps to get your affidavit. First is sign in with your email and password. Click on Depose to an affidavit. Select affidavit type and complete the form. Make payment online and upload signature. Call Commissioner of Oath via the platform like Zoom. And finally, take the oath. It's that simple. Swiftly get your legal forms, letters, and CTC stamped online. Hurry and visit lagoscommerce.lagosjudiciary.gov.ng today for a secure, durable, convenient, and verifiable e-affidavit without visiting the courts. This information is brought to you by the Lagos State Judiciary.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't talk to 2 players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. You want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big from 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
This could happen to anyone.
Hafa, have you brought it?
Yes, so confirm. I just removed it from the pack.
Correct. Here's the money.
Pleasure doing business with you, bro. Later now.
Can't wait to floss my brand new iPhone. Wait, what's wrong with this logo? Is this thing original? Bro, come back, I beg. I don't want again, I beg.
Don't let this happen to you.
Beware of buying an unauthorized or pre-activated iPhone. Find peace of mind. Look for the Reddington sticker on the box. This assures you that your purchase is authorized. It also affords you 24 months warranty and a 6-month screen or liquid damage cover. You can also scan the QR code in store to check authenticity. As a Nigerian, you deserve to experience the very best that Apple has to offer. Look out for the sticker on the box.
You define better odd. I be you one play correscos. Over 1.5, I be you one bet. Say, both seem no go score at all. Yeah, we get better payout to one. No worry, we there for you. Our odd, chaburata. In all day for bet baba. We win money, bet baba. Cash out today easy or bet baba. We get online games for you. To play, I got dollar one. Yeah, we get better bonus. And if you know that, yeah, now bet Papa they are so cash up, no sharp. to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
Big mommy, add that bokoto we go senior school. Put 2 roundabout. Anoint the package with that slim thick shaki and
Uncle, no vex o. Which teeth you wan use eat all this orishi? That your teeth will be like where motor jam truck. You know they worry you again.
That one na before. All thanks to the new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection.
That's right. The new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste gives you complete oral protection with fluoride and antibacterial zinc to keep your teeth strong, prevent tooth holes, and fight bacteria.
Please have to go buy my own new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste.
Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection for your important oral care needs. Available in a blue gel.
He of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you dey whine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby?
Jerry, now you dey talk like this? Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I no know.
Guy, hfm.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said hfm.com.
Which one is hfm.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said hfm.com. Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back to the Daily Digest. And what I'm about to say, though it's none of our business technically, but it's also good for you to have what they say in Hadley Chase language and ear to the ground. Okay, so last night I was up all night and I wanted to watch the presidential debate because when America sneezes, the ground shakes. So it turned out to be debates between the debates between Biden and Trump. And what I was able to get out from the debate that I watched is that it's not looking too nice. It's not looking too nice with either of the candidates. Biden is aged. When you say old, you talk of figures. When you say aged, you talk of his ability. In between, during the debate, he forgot something himself. He completely derailed and forgot, And in the case of Trump was bolder, he was forceful. But fact checkers said close to 85% of what he said were all false. Now, how can you have an American president either who is due to old age is failing, or an American president who has no credibility and everything he says you have to fact check? And I think we just need to, for all it's worth, let's just keep an eye on what's going on. And also, by the same token, it also brought to me the need for our own kind of democracy that we run. I don't know how we are going to do it. Whether we are going to have to pour for Neo or get our pastors to go into 7 days fasting day and night or whatever it's going to take. The new our electoral process must include debates compulsorily. It must include debates compulsorily, so that you have a feel. Because the debate yesterday now, has given Americans the opportunity to reassess where they are going. There are very strong indications that the Democratic Party might ask Biden to step aside. That's what we came out with, and nobody's going to be asking Trump to step aside because we know he jolly well won't. But they have gotten to a matured level that that was exhibited in what Colin Powell did back in the day when he was a Republican but said he was going to support Obama. The average American I'm choosing my words carefully, the average American we are made to believes in his country, puts his country first. You know that here we put the shower first. Kilo bade, to use the words of Yomi Badejo Okosoya. He said kilo bade, wait bring come. But they always put Nigeria first. America first, you know. I'm not even abiding himself. Okay, so I just thought that I'd mention it to you to take an interest in these things, because the success of America, the success of a lot of countries, especially developing countries like ours, is tied to whether you like it or not, to America, and of course the balance that you have in the world. I hope you also know the British elections are also coming up, and it will be between Sunak and Starmer, essentially, apart from fighting for the various MP seats. But the Prime Minister would either be Sunak or Starmer. I have a very funny reason. And you see, this is my belief. I could be wrong. The Western world are very good at concealing their feelings. I have a very funny belief that because Rishi Sunak, whether you like it or not, is British but is of Indian origin. I have that funny feeling that lightning will not strike in that direction twice, because the core British have lost their country. Yes, it was born in the UK, it's British and so on and so forth, but we know when it comes to the nitty-gritty, the English are the English. And so you need to keep an eye on that. Why do you want to keep an eye on these things? Apart from being in the know, you know that whatever happens in those countries, it trickles down to us here. It is. I do not think you will find, to be honest with you, anywhere in the near future, any of these European governments or American governments that will let third world countries breathe freely and easily. Because the world is competitive. We have this sense of entitlement and whatever. We think that the world is just sit back and no, the world is highly competitive. And from growing up to our own time, when there was just the United States and the Soviet Union and a few countries in Europe, now you have more countries that have played catch up. Look at India. India is even going to space now. They've played catch up. You have India. And you have China. You have the two Koreas, especially the North Korea. So what is supposed to be a balance in the world now is frightening. And Africa is the one who is suffering for it all. Why do I say so? As God planned it, God bless Fela Kuti. Go and listen to that song. Africa, center of the world. The world's minerals are in Africa. The one you need for luxuries, the one you need for bombs and whatever. Africa is a hotbed of minerals. And therefore, should they be allowed to develop at the rate at which Europe developed, Africa will become a very strong force. And they are not stable. They have various issues, which of course your competitors harp on and make sure that they are always divided. Back here, we must always pray. It's a tough prayer, but we must always pray to have devoted leaders. Leaders who believe. You can be a leader. There are some Nigerian leaders who don't believe in this country. Some even believe that they are Americans or they are British. They think that is a big privilege, some kind of privilege. Most of our elite and leaders are not patriotic at all. They don't have that. So what do? In a lot of cases, they sell you to these people. And there's a ready buyer. If you don't organize yourself and you're ready to sell, there's a ready buyer. So we need to start educating ourselves about how we we produce leaders who are devoted to our country. Most of our leaders are not devoted. That's why you see a lot of policies. Some IMF somewhere will tell you to tax, to do this and do that. You just go ahead. Like it happened in Kenya. Look at what happened in Nigeria for some of you who don't remember. The IMF and World Bank wanted us to take these loans so they can put some control over your affairs. I remember in 1984, other developing countries wanted to form an alliance called to do counter trade. That okay, let's even trade amongst ourselves. And I remember that I was consultant to the Brazilian people here. I was their consultant then. I was a media consultant, and the whole idea was that they were going to tell the Western world, we are not paying you any debt, because in any case, what was supposed to be our debt, this is the way it worked then. I don't know about now. So I give Sheriff a loan of 2 million. Sorry to use your Sheriff's brother, whatever in the house, takes that 2 million and brings it to me for safekeeping. So my 2 million is back with me in cash. And I now keep harassing Sheriff to give me my money. They give these countries loans. They give us loans and loans and loans. We squander the money and take them back to European banks. And then on paper we'll be owing. So in 1984, I remember, because I was working closely with the Brazilians here, Nigeria and so on and so forth. We were going to do Argentina. We were going to do counter trade. I don't think there is any one country of the country that I can't remember the details now, but I don't think there's anyone where a military coup did not take place, including Nigeria. And you now had leaders who are pro-Western. And so the idea of counter trade, it went down. Also around that time was the idea of reparations. And MKO Abiola was in the forefront of asking for reparations. But all of you also know, well, not all of you, a lot of you who know the history also know his antecedents. And so it was like, this man that knows us so well is now in the forefront asking for reparations. If he becomes president, what is going to happen of Nigeria's population? And at that time, Nigeria had a lot of respect. We were well respected. And so, due to so many factors, he never became president. So I just thought I'd share my feelings. These things are not cast in concrete, by the way. This is just the way I see these things develop. And it's good that our people should know. I am not vilifying anybody. It is a competitive world. Get that one straight. It is a competitive world. And I remember the let me say the stupid thinking that we had at that time. For example, at that time we had 6 assembly plants in Lagos, in Nigeria. We had Steya in Bauchi. We had Land Rover in Leyland. They produce Land Rovers in Ibadan. We had Volkswagen in Lagos here. We had Peugeot in Kaduna, and I think we had Anamco in the east. Mercedes-Benz luxury buses. And all of us, like Mughals, we start back here. We were waiting for technological transfer. We must have been stupid. So I set up a plant. You want me to teach your people how you will now dislodge me? Of course, all the plants, except the last man standing now, is Kaduna. And I can't remember the last time I saw a Peugeot on the streets of Nigeria. We just all got it all wrong. Our leaders were not deep thinking. They were not patriotic. Some of them were ready to have lunches and dinners and prostitutes and things, and sell their country for a dime. All these things you need to keep in your head by the time 2027 comes. You need to keep it in your head. Because by 2027, our people must find a way to take control of their country. You must find that way to take control of the country. You must, by 2027. You must find that way. And you're not going to do it by just going on the social media. It's going to take a lot of planning and a lot of deep thinking. And a lot of, for all is worth, selfish attitude on the part of our people for you to be able to say to these politicians, I want a better life this time. I don't want all this I'm giving you, I'm sending you to Mecca, I'm doing this. No. I want my children I want to be part of what you have come into the world to do. One of the fulfilling parts in life is for you to be able to meet up your responsibility that God has thrown at us on the earth. What is it? Have a wife or husband, raise children, make them successful. But there is no pride if you did all this at the expense of another person, at the benevolence of another person who, instead of teaching you how to fish, wants to give you fish. Meaning that you every time one area, somebody in Ward A, he has been so kind, he's the one paying my children's school fees. In the eyes of those children, you are a nobody. That's what it is. In the eyes, and children are not given to saying things like that. It's later on in life that they will show you pepper. Yes. God bless Alaji. He's dead now. There was an Alaji friend of mine in Apapa Road. He's dead. He used to call me Idiris. He says my name is not Idiris. Alaji thought that there's a particular politician who will pack about 50 of them to Mecca. They will go to his house every Friday to go and eat. Alaji thought that this man was the best ever since the advent of sliced bread. I said, he also helps their children. I said, Alaji, one of the pride that I have, one of the things that I have as pride, as a man, that people had in this country, was that you'll be able to tell people that I struggled to send my children to school. Not that they went to school on somebody else's scholarship. I'm not talking of the scholarship, sure you understand, but somebody who will turn you, who will ride ramshot over you. As early as 6 o'clock, you're all there waiting patiently. Look at what the Robin Hoods are doing. And you all fall for it. A Robin Hood will come. He will come from wherever he is. He will do these little palliatives and he will buy 40 kekes and buy, what do you call this, sewing machine and whatever. But their own children are in Oxford and Cambridge. You must insist that in Nigeria, in the new Nigeria 27, people must have equal opportunity. It's not palliatives. That word itself is an insult to anybody. Now, I saw in the papers this morning, they're organizing some other palliative. How much is that one? I think
so it's in different phases.
What's the total figure?
So I can't get the total figure off my head.
Anything palliative is going to turn out to be a fraud. You cannot run a country by dishing out money to people arbitrarily. Oh, we are going to give 2 million people. No, that's not how to run a country. Put things down. When Awolowo did it, he said it's free education for all. He didn't say, oh, we are going to do free education for 200 people or whatever. It's free education for all. Don't let people fool you with all this. What is palliatives? All the palliatives we've been hearing about, how many people can you point to that got those palliatives? And what use was it to them? But those monies were enough. If we save money, we spend our money in a prudent manner, you can have generalized benefits for everybody. If you say free school from primary 1 up to university, you know that your child is going to become a graduate thanks to the state. Look at in the UK, you can go up to secondary school level without paying a dime, and there'll be school meals in between. So the children have an equal opportunity to develop. They didn't say that those in Yorkshire will be given this or those. No. Because the politicians always use this to divide us. So what do? Once they say that there will be 2 million palliative for 2 million people in a state of about 40, 50 million, 80% of the 2 million people must be party members. They must be loyal, and so on and so forth. Okay, we have the line. Somebody wants to say one or two things. We'll just take it and I will get out of here. Remember that Yemi Kandi Johnson will be here tomorrow at 9 o'clock by his grace. Hello, Kelvin. Kelvin.
Yes, Uncle Jimmy, I greet you.
Please, can you please complete this quotation for me?
Which quotation? I know the quotation. I beg, don't put me for trouble.
Okay, go on, Kelvin. Go on.
Uncle Jimmy, you are talking about Robin Hood. Even the Robin Hood you read about then, even though it was not a true story, I hear it's a fiction.
It's fiction, yes.
Yes, was taken from the rich and was given to the poor. It was even a more better Robin Hood. As it is now, even in my constituency, all those that are connected, that were partaker of the Robin Hood system, I don't regret it.
Really?
You can't give me, of course. How can you give me a car that I can't maintain?
It's true. I had the distributed cars and things to certain.
You can't give me a car. When they were asking me, do I need a car? So I don't need. People thought I was crazy. The one I have, I'm managing to maintain it. I don't even need it. But in fact, from what is happening so far, and what I watched yesterday night in America, America is the crossroads.
Yes, that's the crossroads. Yes.
From a man that is battling with no moment and a man that has baggages. But it's for them to sort out. We are here, we have our own problem. Thank you, Uncle Jimmy.
Well, before you go, I don't know if I mentioned that the Democratic Party meetings are going on. They're not just going to sit back.
Yes,
okay. They see that they see that the competence level of this man is questionable, and they are not ready to confront him and tell him, "Okay, step aside and let somebody who can do this job do it."
Yes, you can seriously was.
Do you think anybody in our own dear country will be bold enough to do that, to tell the presidential candidate?
With this group of psychopaths we have everywhere, they don't get. I've had some names though. I've had some names that are being considered to take over from Biden.
Okay.
I hope those names come through. I just had it now from one British correspondent. I hope those names come through because no. Age is not helping the matter.
I don't think it would help. It would help the world. It's not an American problem. I hope you realize.
Yes, if America is the world power, the economic everything. Yes. You know how it's going to affect other parts of the world. But it's a very bad situation. I'm seeing a debate for the first time. Two candidates couldn't even shake themselves.
Yes.
It was
Did you see the meanness in them?
Yes, and the other man, we know it's antecedent already. The packages are too much, so I'm not even shocked about his own case. But this other guy now, it's no moment. It's not helping.
Okay, Kelvin, I got to go. It's 9:51. I got to leave the studio. You will complete that quotation one of these days. I assure you. He's run away. You're wondering what quotation it is.
I'm wondering though.
It's only known to Kalakuta people.
Okay.
We say. I won't say the second part, but the first part I will say is that when fire enters from mouth, what will happen? You want to guess?
What? No, I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess.
Okay, folks, I got to go. I got to go. Today is Friday. I need to go and take a rest, and I haven't slept. So let me go and rest. I'll be back again tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Yemi Kandi Johnson will be here. He should be in town any minute from now. He'll be here, and we will look at the Kano issue, both from the political and the legal side of things. Okay, I'd like to thank Mr. Sheriff, as always, supporting me. What can I do? They say that how do I translate this thing now? They say when they took it badagba who can translate that for me now? She should be called Mrs. Oboli. Because even though Mrs. Oboli is not a Yoruba woman, I'm sure she will know how to translate that proper. We haven't heard from Mrs. Aigbe in Festac for a long time.
That's true. That's very true.
Please, if anybody knows where Mrs. Aigbe is, we haven't heard from her in a long time. If anybody knows where she is. Also, I'm looking for an old friend of mine. His name is Shegun Falano. He grew up in Yaba. He lived next door to us in Wakeman Street. We called him Oben. Okay, in the neighborhood. I'm looking for him if anybody knows. He has a brother called Femi Falano. Not this Femi Falano. Femi Falano is an engineer. I think he worked and retired in Ogun State or so. But anybody who can find me Oben, the thing where I go give him. I rest my case. I'll see you tomorrow.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.